Welcome everybody to this Gems of War video. RJS here, the man of steel, the man whose only kryptonite is actually knowing what he's talking about. In today's video I'm going to have my say on the Raid Boss guild event. Raid Boss is an interesting guild event since the scoring mechanism differs significantly from the previous two events, Doom and Invasion. In both of those events, it's realistically about how high you can get the difficulty level to score the maximum number of points for the guild. In Raid Boss, it's slightly different. It's actually about the amount of damage that you can do to a single enemy over multiple fights. What that means practically for most players is that they won't be worrying about when they will peak out in terms of being able to complete a specific level. You'll always be able to do damage to the Raid Boss and therefore always be able to contribute points to your guild total. But before you can start scoring, you must clear the first 4 stages of the event, and then you will get onto your Raid Boss fights proper. The reward structure is pretty much similar to all the other events. The only difference here being that because you don't necessarily even have to kill the Raid Boss to score points, you'll probably use all of your sigils across a week. What this also means is this event requires the least amount of guild coordination. Players can easily work out for themselves whether the level they've got to will prevent them from being able to do any damage to the Raid Boss because of the other characters they're facing. As with the other guild events, there is an event weapon and a specific event type card that you'll probably want to pick up from the shop whilst you're playing. Your event weapon will be tied down to whatever the particular event kingdom is for the Raid Boss this week. Out of all the events, Raid Boss probably has the least reliance on the event weapon to potentially do damage, as there are better combinations than the event weapon plus the event cards. However, these weapons can be useful in other types of event, so pick it up if you can. The event card for Raid Boss is called a Godslayer, and this is because it deals extra damage to a boss character, and a boss character is only the Raid Boss card. Again, due to the way that Raid Boss works, actually the event card is probably more important than the event weapon, since dealing large amounts of damage to the Raid Boss character is the most important thing that you can do. Ascending this card as early as possible is your shortcut to scoring the most amount of points for your guild, so get on it. Although we didn't mention this in our previous videos, it's also worth remembering that there is a glory reward card for each event, changing every week. For this particular week, it was the Fist of Zorn card that you can see here, with a specific skill that was actually quite useful outside of the event. So do remember to pop into your glory rewards tab and pick up as many copies as you can, probably at least up until legendary level or mythic if you can get there. If nothing else, it's a great source of arcane trait stones. So let's take a look at Zul'Goth and exactly what he is and how you're going to have to deal with him. Zul'Goth is in fact a ridiculously powerful card. With his Storm Annihilation skill, he can kill any enemy instantly and stun and burn all of your remaining cards. The only saving grace here is that his mana cost is incredibly high, so if you can keep him mana starved, he won't be able to fire off this ability at all. More of note is his secondary trait, which makes him impervious to absolutely every single status effect. You can't devour him, you can't kill him instantly or any of those kind of factors, so you just have to do damage to him. Let's run through a quick example battle to show you what you'll need to do to score points in this event. Here we're using a very simple Mang deck designed to take away the armor from the boss character and give it as attack to Mang so that he can crush through the rest of the enemies and then also deal damage to the boss immediately without having the armor taking the brunt of it. Once Mang has taken away the armor, then you can either use your Godslayer card to finish him off, or in this case we're actually going to use Mang to deal damage to him directly, and then he's gone. Once you've won your victory, you'll notice that the amount of damage that you do to the Raid Boss is not based on just his health, but it's also the armor that you take off, making Mang another great weapon since you can do 50% damage to him with just one skill attack. Just remember, if in doubt, deal all of your damage to the Raid Boss first and deal with everything else afterwards. Even if you die, you're still scoring points for your guild. And that is the Raid Boss event. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Look out for my other videos in future which are going to be touching on topics such as deck building or other events or progress within the game. Thanks very much and we'll see you then. Bye bye.